Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Ryan. Ryan is from Michigan in the USA. So let's see what Ryan has to say. Enjoy the interview. Okay, comfortable now? Amazing.
Yeah, there we go.
So, hello, Ryan. How are you?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today. Thank you for the interview.
No problem.
So, tell me, how's your day going so far?
Not too bad, actually. So far it's been a pretty good day. Because job stuff wise, I do quite a mix of different things. But it was a decent morning, and then I just found out a little bit before you sent that link that the house the wife and I are trying to get to rent wise because it's bigger, it gives us more space for like the kids and us and everything. They want us to come over tonight at 6 and do paperwork and put down the deposit to hold it and stuff like that. So
Wow.
it's actually been a pretty good day so far.
Do you consider yourself to be more of a morning person or an evening person?
It kind of varies, honestly. Like, I'm definitely not a morning person by any means. Um, but once I'm up, I'm good to go. Um, it used to be what always seemed to work better for my body was more of a second shift style kind of thing. Um, but as the years have come along, it seems to be a little bit easier to get up in the morning and do things in the morning and get things done, and then just kind of relax in the afternoon.
Amazing. So tell me, where are you from, Ryan?
Michigan in the States.
Born and raised?
Yep.
I see.
Been here all my life.
I see. And how far are you from Detroit, the capital?
Detroit's about hour and 45 minutes away.
I see. So tell me something interesting about the city where you live, or something interesting about the place.
Where I live in Bay City, honestly, they've redone a lot of things in the downtown area by the river. So they've made it so in the summertime, a lot of the restaurants have more patio seating, and sidewalk stuff going on, things for the festivals, and they kind of block off a lot of the small side roads so you can actually walk around and enjoy the little shops. And they've made it a really good experience that it used to didn't be that way. So that's kind of nice now.
So as you mentioned in the beginning of the interview that you do different things for living. So walk me through a little bit about your career.
Well, I right now the mix of things that I do is like I do Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Instacart driving, where it's like the delivery driving, picking up food or grocery orders or even shopping for people and doing their orders and stuff. And then I'm trying to rebuild my personal training and online coaching clientele. So that's always been really difficult over the years because I have so many kids. I could never, when I got into my own fitness journey and went through that stuff and then did the personal training certification, wanted to kind of go that route. I already had enough kids that I couldn't really just spend 8 hours or 10 hours in a gym and pick up clients without getting paid for it, kind of thing. I didn't have that kind of time frame because bills still need to be paid. Kids still needed things. So it's always been more of an online coaching scenario, and there'll be years that it'll be great and I'll have a decent amount of people come through and I've got some great before and after transformations from people because they followed through with the plan, communicated with me, and we've had great results. And then I've gone through years where people will pay for like a 12-week transformation program, pay for 6 months up front, or even just pay the monthly. And then by like the second month, I just never hear from them again. Like they decide that they're good to go on their own, which is fine if they feel that way, but you could just at least let me know. Or there's people that they just simply bail out because they decided it wasn't what they really thought they wanted to do. So that's always been up and down. And I'm trying to rebuild it back up now. because I have a decent TikTok following.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that as I've kind of situated some personal stuff, and took the time to recollect like at-home fitness gear and stuff.
Yep.
Like I have around 500 pounds worth of weights. I have 2 different squat rack things. One's a full cage, one's just a half rack. I've got like the rings, different kind of Pilates style band stuff. So I want to rebuild the TikTok into going back into like the helpful hints and tips and different things for mobility and beginner kind of style workout stuff, and then help that try to launch me into gaining new clients and rebuilding that clientele again. And then the long-term goal eventually is, because the wife's a hairstylist, me finish my Reiki certification, yoga certification stuff, and me be like the health and fitness side while she does the hair side for to make like a salon and spa. So it's a lot going on and trying to get to where we need to go, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So
I can see that you are a very busy man, that's for sure.
Usually.
How many kids do you have?
8.
8 kids?
Yep.
Oh my God! Wow, that's a football team almost.
Right.
Okay, Ryan. So during the interview, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life and also about your point of views. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Yeah.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got him a best friend. Okay, full of fun questions. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
First question for you is, what gives you butterflies?
What gives me butterflies? Ooh. To be honest, I don't know if anything actually gives me butterflies anymore. When I really thought about it, butterflies almost kind of reminds me of the same feeling as like being anxious and nervous and stuff. And most of the things that used to give me the butterflies, like things that you're excited about, generally just make me feel peaceful and at home now, which would be when I'm working, when I'm working out, or just being able to spend time doing like something different date night wise with the wife that's out of the norm for date nights.
Oh, that's sweet. All right. Next question. Let's do it. Next question for you is, what is the most difficult thing have you ever done?
That's a hard one. I would probably say the most difficult thing I've ever had to do was just deal with when my ex-wife was pregnant with one of our boys. She ended up having to have an emergency C-section, and he was born 8 weeks early. And so we spent 4 weeks in the NICU. So that was probably that is what I would say would probably be the hardest thing I've ever done, is having to deal with watching him be so small and hooked up to all the wires and the tubes and everything like that, and push through, getting through that time period. That's probably the most difficult thing I've ever had to do.
Wow. And saying that, when you think, what's the biggest joy of being a dad? What do you like the most about being a father?
Honestly, my favorite thing about being a father has always been when I came home, like from work or from the gym or for anything like that, and the younger ones would come running, like, do the yelling for dad as dad walks through the door and come running and give you a hug. And that's definitely my favorite.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Okay. Next question. Before the next question, tell me, what's the biggest joy of being an online coach? Yeah, what do you like the most about it? And what do you find most challenging about the career?
the thing that I enjoy the most, joy that I get out of online coaching, is honestly seeing people make really big changes. And I don't just mean that in like a physical manner.
Mm-hmm.
While it's obviously usually a goal and great to see, I like seeing the changes all around, like as just to them as a person. Watch them develop that discipline, develop the healthier habits, and build that consistency. So that way, when things follow through at the end, they're no longer like they're no longer nervous or anxious to go into the gym and work out. They've got a plan of action. They know what they're doing. They're no longer worried. They don't have those mental worrying about other people watching them, worrying about doing something wrong. They feel good. They feel better, just about themselves in general. And then they're just ready to kind of just be on a different life page than they were before.
Wow. And what do you find most challenging, more difficult about the career?
Most challenging is honestly getting new clients. I think it's because a little bit before, a couple years before COVID, fitness industry stuff really started to kind of hit it off and become more of a fad for a while. So then everybody under the sun became a personal trainer and started offering coaching services, and then there was people offering really cheap services without, having the level of experience or knowledge base to be able to do it. And it just kind of made a bad rap for a lot of people. Like they don't trust the online coaching like they did when I started going through, because my original coach was in Toronto, Canada. And I feel like people just don't trust online coaching as much anymore unless you're just such a big name that they're not worried about it, because you're a big enough name that, clearly if they don't get the results and they blame you for it, then they're going to get seen, and that, you're going to take shit for it. And I think that people just don't trust it. So it's kind of made it a challenge.
I see. All right. Next question is, what's the best advice have you ever given?
Best advice I've ever given? Gotta risk it to get the biscuit.
Say again, sorry?
Gotta risk it to get the biscuit.
What's that saying? I've never heard it before.
It's from a movie a long time ago, and it's a stupid movie. But I love that quote because what it comes down to, all it really means is that nothing worthwhile comes without risk.
That's so
like
true.
you have to be willing. You have to be willing to take a risk and go through the challenges to gain something that's worthwhile, something that you've earned and that nobody can take away.
Amazing. Saying that, when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being Ryan? What do you like the most about being you?
I adapt pretty easily, for the most part. I'd say probably be the thing that I like the most is that I can adapt. So I've gone through a lot of challenging situations and still always find a way to adapt and keep moving forward and find the positivity somewhere. It may take me a day or two sometimes, but I can always still find the positive side of things and keep moving and get things back on track.
And you've always been this way, Ryan, adapting
Yeah.
to situations.
Yep.
I see. Okay. Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next question. Right. Next question is, if you could sit down with your 13 years old self, what would you say?
With my 13-year-old self?
Yeah.
I would probably tell him to go into physical, like continue to follow the path that my stepmom did and go into physical therapy. And probably wouldn't have to be doing multiple jobs all the time. I'd have one stable, solid thing that I could have eventually still transitioned into the training and coaching and bodybuilding stuff, but would have had that solid, stable career all set and good and done to go.
When you think about your childhood memories, what's the best memory that comes to your mind?
One of my best memories is honestly when I used to get off the bus at my grandma's, and after school, I would walk in and I would go to the freezer because my grandma would get the big blocks of cheese and shred it and then put whatever she wasn't going to be using in the freezer. But I would use that as a snack. So one of my favorite memories is when I'd get home over to her place from school, I'd grab one of the bags out and we'd just sit there and munch on frozen cheese watching TV.
And growing up, which person in your family you are more close to?
Me and my grandma.
Yeah. Oh. There is something about grandparents that we're always going to be very connected with. I think there is a bond there that's, for some reason, all of us, we have this special connection for sure.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Next question for you is, what can make you cry and what can make you really happy?
Music, honestly. I could be in a perfectly normal, good mood, and if it's got the right like melody or sound basing to it, I can easily well up in tear, as well as be sad. And if you hear the right upbeat song, change the tune to being back in a better mood.
Any favorite artist that you listen to the most?
No, don't really have a favorite artist. I like a very vast majority of things. Like I will listen to what's called trap violin music. I'll listen to classical music. I'll listen to rap, R&B, classic rock, alternative, punk, metal, country. I'll listen to pop. I listen to such a vast majority of different things, and I don't really have a favorite artist.
Amazing. Right, I have 3 questions left. Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me, fitness always been part of your life?
In a way, yeah, because I was always an athlete growing up. Played sports like little league baseball stuff and soccer growing up, and then when I got into middle school, it was track and football, and then in high school it was track, football, until I had 2 knee surgeries, which kind of took football out of the picture. I even did cheerleading for a season, and then I did bowling for a season. So it's been, fitness has, in some way, shape, or form, pretty much always been there. It was a few years after high school that I didn't do as much, but then I got back into it and continued on, and then got more serious and went the bodybuilding route. And then that's when I competed for a little bit, did modeling stuff for a little bit, and I'm on some book covers and stuff like that. And then kind of transitioned when I was dealing with divorce and custody battle stuff to more home-based mobility, calisthenics style stuff, just so that way I could deal with everything that was going on. And then got back into the more bodybuilding style stuff because I'm doing a photo shoot in August that could possibly get me on more book covers and stuff. So,
wow. And how often do you train every day, or do you have some resting days as well?
I do some type of training every day. Generally speaking, though, like weights wise, like lifting is 5 days a week. And then I'll have some kind of yoga and mobility day like thrown in there in the middle. Like usually Wednesdays is yoga. Me and the wife do yoga. And then Sundays it's just like a mobility stretch. That way it's not really anything that's going to break any muscle tissue down, but still kind of stretch things out, loosen things back up, work on those accessories and the mobility stuff from things being tense from lifting the weights. But weight wise and heavy, it's 5 days a week. Currently, because I had an injury and then I got sick and then I had a toothache thing to deal with, I'm behind in my prep for my photo shoot in August. So this week just started, now that everything's back to feeling better and good, I have to play catch up basically. So for the next couple weeks, I have to basically do 2-a-days and have to do like a mini workout in the morning and then my workout in the afternoon. But that's my normal, just so I can kind of play catch up and get to where I want to be by August 2nd. But that's rare that I ever get to that. It takes the circumstances like that because my injury. Well, between my injury, getting sick, and then the toothache thing, there was 2.5 weeks that I didn't work out at all, just because I couldn't with the injury, and then another like week and a half between the other two things. So it kind of kept me on that coasting mode and lost a lot of weeks of progress. That now I'm doing the 2 a days, but normally it's only the 5 days a week, and then the 2 just really light stuff.
Okay. Next question is, what does family mean to you?
Family, honestly, to me, means more than just blood. Because while blood is your family, I've always kind of gone with the thing that if they're still not, because there's parents out there that aren't good for you. There's aunts, uncles, grandparents, things like that that are toxic and not good for you versus ones that are great. So family to me is the ones that are always supportive of you, there for you when you need, just like you are for them. There's no expectations that if they do something for you, you have to do something for them. They're just there for you as a whole, like that that truly unconditional love. Like that's family to me. Like there isn't anything that I wouldn't do for my kids. Just like there isn't anything I wouldn't do for my wife. And as far as like my outside family and stuff knows, they know that the kids and my wife come first, and then they come next. And while it doesn't take anything from them being my family, like this is my immediate family that needs the most attention and the most time and everything now. So
amazing. Say that so far, what's the most memorable lesson you've learned from your kids so far?
Memorable lesson for my kids
that you've learned from them?
When they're a toddler, guard yourself when they're about your waist height, because otherwise you're going to get head butted in the not so fun parts a lot, because they're just going to come running at you, and if you're not ready and guarding, it's going to hurt.
That's funny. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Next question is, what's the biggest difference between you and your best friends?
Well, considering I only have one best friend, which is my wife, I would say the biggest difference is our ADHD types are opposite on a lot of things. So like there's a lot of things that like my brain will view one way and hyper focus on that she just can't, versus the other way around. So that's probably be our biggest difference.
And what's the biggest similarity between both of you?
We definitely feed off of the other one's energy. So like if one person's having lazy day, the other person's gonna end up having a lazy day. Or if one person is super revved up and ready to go, and the other person, even if they don't have anything, then they're hyped up and ready to go too.
Let's see that she's watching this interview right now, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say?
To my wife right now?
Yeah.
The only thing I'd really want to say or leave message-wise for her would just simply be that I love her and that I'll always be there for her, and she knows that if there's anything that she ever needs, she can talk about it, ask about it. We don't judge each other, and I'll still never judge her for anything. Just here to support and help her with her own story as we make ours together.
Amazing. Very good. Ready for the last question?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Last question. Ryan, before the last question, people watching this interview right now, they would like to connect with you. They would like to work with you regarding fitness. They would like to, to have you as a coach. What's something about your, about your job, about yourself that stands out compared with other online coaches?
I don't bullshit. about anything. And regardless of, for anyone that's ever looking into hiring a coach, a trainer, whether it's an in-person trainer at a gym, an online coach, anything of the sort, always ask questions. Always. And a really good way to tell whether the coach is at least on the right path to being a good coach or is a good coach or someone to look out for is how firm their answers are. Not like if they give you a straightforward answer or if they say it depends and need more information from you. Because the sign of a good coach will always be telling you that it depends and then asking more information, because as much as with like form for exercises and like certain rep ranges and tempos are meant to grow your muscle or strength in certain like specific ways and meant for safety, it still depends person to person. Like everybody still has different genetics, everybody still has a slightly different shape when it comes to the structure, and everybody's at a different level. So a good coach is going to sit there and understand that and ask questions and find out where you're at and what's going on, what things you feel pain in, and help you adjust properly based off of all those different variables, instead of saying, nope, this is the form you're supposed to be in, this is the rep range you're supposed to be in, and then expect that that's supposed to work when it doesn't work that way for everybody.
Amazing. Good. Last question is, what's the most meaningful gift have you ever received?
Most meaningful gift that I've ever received would probably be right out of the gate, first date with who's now my wife. She got us matching keychains. That's like the chemical chain like layout for love, like for the endorphins and everything that love causes, because we're both kind of nerdy. Like she's a little more of the book nerdy, I'm a little more of the sci-fi nerdy kind of thing, but because we're both still nerdy in some ways, like she got us those matching keychains on our first date, and so when we met and went on that, she gave that. So that's probably the most memorable, because it was right out of the gate. It was cute, it was funny, it was great. So
sweet. And how did you pass cross, if you can share?
How did we pass cross? Or
your
cross paths. Well, I used to have a much bigger TikTok and a much bigger Instagram. I'm locked out of my old Instagram. Been locked out of it for a couple years. And the old TikTok, because it was a thirst trap, got banned. But there was I used to do some videos in onesies that would be thirst trap style oriented, but also would be funny instead. Like I did one in a Grinch onesie when everybody was doing that like ring light over the head transition thing, doing that trend. Well, I did it in the Grinch onesie, and when I went to do that part, instead of transitioning to being like shirtless like everybody else or things like that, I was just still in my Grinch onesie, but wrapped up in all my lights, and then fell down. So like that caught her eye, and from there, she actually messaged me, and we started talking, and then it was about a month later that I actually flew out to Florida.
Wow.
Because I had a modeling gig anyway, like coming up, and I'd asked them, if they could do it on like that time frame, and we set it up for the time frame so I could get a free weekend out there and then meet her and hang out, and and then that was how it all started.
Was the best weekend of your life for sure, I can see. Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
All right.
Let's start with money.
The only thing that really comes to mind with money is my kids, because they take a lot of it.
That's funny. Fear.
Fear the dark. I don't like the dark.
Family.
Family, my wife.
Life.
Life, outside of nature.
Okay. Love.
What was that?
Love.
Love, family.
Okay. Religion.
I got nothing for religion because
Okay.
I don't really, it's pretty much nothing because I don't really follow or do
Okay.
religious kind of things in general. I'm just more of a spiritual with nature kind of person.
Sure. Not right or wrong. One word for politics.
Hate it.
Okay. Sex.
Probably can't say that on a YouTube channel.
Okay. Friendship.
Lack of.
Desire.
The wife.
Success.
Success.
Yeah.
Cabin in the woods.
Wow.
Self-sustained lifestyle. That is success to me.
Wish.
Wish. Pay off all debt.
Okay. Happiness.
Happiness would be having full custody of my kids.
Oh, sweet. One word for Michigan.
Mitten.
Name.
Mitten.
Interesting.
It's because the state looks like a mitten.
Ah, okay. Interesting. You just made my day now. Learn something new. One word for USA.
Pride.
Okay. One word for fitness.
Fitness.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding.
Amazing. And the last one now, online coaching. One word.
Career, because it's honestly what I really would love to build and it just be my career.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your wife for a coffee and I'm going to ask her, define Ryan in one positive word and one negative word only. What should say?
Honestly, it'd be the same word, intense.
What's your star sign astrology?
Scorpio.
I knew it. When you say intense, I knew it. I'm Scorpio as well.
No.
Which day?
I'm October 28th.
Okay, I'm November 17th, so the middle. Amazing. Let's
Nice.
play now. Let's play now, Ryan, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before you ask me the question, Ryan, if you'd like to promote anything about your career, about your online coaching, would you like to say something?
Yeah. Currently, right now, because I'm trying to rebuild my clientele, I want to offer the first 20 people that like message me and get a hold of me and actually are serious and hire me as an online coach. The first 20 people, I'm running a deal that's $65 a month for the month-to-month coaching.
Yep.
Or $190 for a 12-week transformation program. And all of it is 100% custom made. The workouts, the nutrition, custom made to your needs, your goals, the lifestyle that you have to deal and work around with. Your workouts, whether they're at home, in the gym, a mix of both, doesn't matter. I can make it work for whatever needs to be done. And nutrition can be just macros, so you can learn how to track things and have a little bit more of a balance and have a little more leeway, or I can list out the meals to the T. So you're eating the same things and you know exactly what it is, what to weigh out, and no guesswork or anything with it. The options are all there, and just gotta shoot me a message and inquire.
Amazing. Very good. Let's connect with Ryan. Let's see what he's offering for our fitness career. Amazing. Okay, you can ask me a question now, Ryan.
What's the one place in the States that you would love to visit the most, honestly?
Oh my God, what a great question. Beautiful question. Oh my God, I had over 1,000 interviews in the show so far and nobody asked me this question yet. That's great. You know what? I'm gonna share a fun fact with you. I'm originally from Brazil, yeah, and back in Brazil when I was a teenager, I had a dream to live in the U.S. I think all the South American people have this America dream, yeah. Long story short, life, brought me to Europe, and I've been living in London. But and okay, I visited the US as well. Growing up, my dream was to go to New York City. That was a dream, but I realized I've done this already. But back to your question, right now, if I could, visit a state or a place in the US, would be California. I'd love to drive around the coast in California and get to see some place like San Francisco, some cities there that I think would be a good trip for sure. Yeah, I'd like to visit, and I can't wait one day in the future when my show, The Magic Box, get very big, to do like a tour around the world and tour around the US to meet my guests, and I can't wait one day to do that. So yeah, right now I would say, California. I'd like to visit California to see a little bit of the coast there for sure.
Nice. That definitely would be a good start.
Amazing. Did you enjoy the interview, Ryan?
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being so open and talk about your lives. And good luck on your journey as an online coach. I think nowadays with social media, people, they are more and more into it. And I think, seeing someone working hard and, getting out there and showing your ability, I think it's a great thing. Before you go,
Thank you.
if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Positive message is, or the most positive message that I can say to give is, if you've given up before, don't worry about it. You can always start over. And just remember that at least this time when you're starting over, you're not starting from zero. You're starting with experience. So it'll be a little bit easier.
I like that. It's amazing. Thanks so much. Regards to your kids and to your wife, and we keep in touch. It was a pleasure, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Take care. Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.